Welcome to the Sunday Best. It's an in-depth look at the best book I read this week. This week's best is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter. Allie has been a best-selling author of action-adventure YA romance for more than a decade, with 24 books that span across 4 series, standalones, short stories, and in 2021, her first original screenplay was a Netflix #1. This was my second book by Allie. I read one back in July and loved it, so I had high hopes for this one, and let me tell you, they were all met. Maggie Chase is known for her cozy mystery novels and for having a terrible track record with Christmas. And despite their past, Maggie doesn't hate Christmas, but claims that Christmas hates her. Nothing more than contractual obligation could drag her to a work party 7 days before Christmas. To make things worse, shortly after her arrival, her literary nemesis shows up. Ethan Wyatt is a leather jacket thriller kind of guy. He's a PR masterpiece of perfect sound bites and a flashy appearance. He gets on Maggie's last nerve and can't even be bothered to learn her name. He calls her Marcy at every interaction they have. They both receive and accept a cryptic invitation to spend Christmas at an English estate, but neither of them is expecting the host to be Eleanor Ashley, the Duchess of Death. Eleanor is the most prolific author that the publisher has, but also she's Maggie's favorite author and why she became a writer herself. When they arrive at the estate, they're introduced to a cast of characters that includes Eleanor's family, a lawyer, a doctor, another mystery writer, and her butler. The vibe is weird, to say the least, but when Eleanor disappears in the middle of the night from inside her locked office, things really get bizarre. Maggie is convinced that this is all an elaborate test to find Eleanor's predecessor, and Ethan has a mysterious background that makes him very adept at handling high-stress situations, so our duo teams up and begins to investigate. They find that odd things have been happening for months and come to the realization that Eleanor's life has been in danger. Now it is essential for them to solve this mystery as quickly as they can. Ethan and Maggie have an enemies to allies relationship after Eleanor's disappearance, but we as the reader quickly realize that he may have true feelings for Maggie. Through a series of flashbacks, we get to see Ethan and Maggie's personal backstory and how they met and what initially started her irritation with him. Their back and forth banter, mixed with their growing trust, with a backdrop of a snowy British estate where danger is lurking around every corner, kept me interested the whole time. This is how to stand out as a Christmas book. While it isn't overly Christmas, it absolutely fits in that holiday mix. I like to think of it as Christmas Clue. It was a happy, cozy mystery with suspense and laugh out loud moments that also had an amazing tension-filled romance. This is easily one of my favorite Christmas books. Thank you so much for joining me for the Sunday Best. If you have read The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, congratulations on reading a spectacular book. And if not, I hope your TBR is officially one book longer. Happy reading and happy Christmas!